Getting ready to ballast some track. This track has been prepared already. I used river sand that had been screened in between the rails. That's really just to save on some ballast. Here's some straight glue with white glue. I got some fine ballast, a foam brush, some water and alcohol. This is diluted glue, about 50-50. This is a paint. It's really Rust-Oleum. It's a rust color, and then a black. I'm going to start on this video with step-by-step instructions on how I ballast the track. I start with just plain white glue along the edges. You don't want to get them on the ties. You don't want the ballast to stick to the ties. This glue will give some adhering qualities so that the ballast doesn't run off onto the outlying area. So once you got that done, just take a spoon of fine ballast. Then I like to put it right up onto the up to the ties, the rails. And I'll let it run down the edges. I do both sides like that. Trying not to get any in the middle just yet. And once you got that ballasted, I take the foam brush and I just pull it off those ties. Then I take the flat edge of the brush and just pat it down. I think it gives it much better. It doesn't get such a sharp angle on your cark bed that way. And since I got the sand already glued down on the inside of the ties, I just cover that with a very light layer of the regular ballast. I just try to get it down to center. Then I take my finger and rub that in. Okay. Then I'm ready for my alcohol. I do a very fine mist so you don't blow your ballast away. And I like to really give it a good helping so that the glue will wick. The glue bottle is really just a toilet bowl cleaner bottle that I've adapted for spreading the glue, and you see that it will come out in a nice even flow. I like to do the center and the sides, and I like to come back with that and give that a good helping of glue. And then that dries, that's going to be nice and hard. Here's a section that I already have prepared. Now I'm going to take my rust color. Now this is already dried. I'm going to bring that down to center. This really does a couple of things. Then very lightly going to come along the outside. This is with a fairly dry brush. Just to give a little bit of weathering to the ballast. Then I come back with a black, very light layer of black down the center, as if there was some oil dripped on the track. It's always nice to have a little blotting cloth with you. I can touch along the sides there just to give it a little bit of weathering. Now the two paints that I use are a Rust-Oleum oil base, and it's a primer red, or a rusty metal red, and then a flat black. And I use the flat colors because once the paint dries, then you won't get that sheen like you see on this one. You still see a lot of light reflection that way. Over here is some rails that I've already completed, and you'll see you don't get that shine in there. Right, this here was done with actually a medium ballast instead of the fine, but I think it worked out pretty good. You have to be careful around your switches. I usually do that with very light, and then I brush it down to be sure that no ballast gets caught up in the mechanisms. Anyway, that's the method that I use. Here again was the part that we just added the glue to. Here's a piece that is not glued down yet, and it looks pretty good. This is Diamond Jim, over and out.